Hey everyone, welcome back to Blessings in Surprise. Homesteading has really become a trendy fad right now for a lot of people. But if you're not careful, you could actually go broke trying to set up a homestead from scratch if you are buying everything that you need instead of trying to source it yourself and make it from what you already have laying around. So in today's video, I am going to show you how I built a house for my ducks completely free by sourcing products from Facebook Marketplace and by using what we already had laying around the farm. So put away your wallets and open your minds because we're about to get creative. Let's do this project together. Hey, so let me walk you through what we're gonna do here. I am so excited. I got all this stuff for free. I found it on Facebook Marketplace and it was 2 minutes down the road, so it was super exciting. So I scored this dining room table, which most people would think of putting that in their house, but of course I see a dining room table and I think, hey, that would make a great house for my chickens and my ducks. So that's what we're doing with this today, with this free dining room table. And when I went to pick it up, I had an even bigger score because they also had a bunch of free plywood. There were 2 plywood pallets and some other pieces of plywood that were sitting there for free also. So I got all of that stuff for free, and here's what we're gonna do with it. So this ultimately is going to become our duck house slash chicken house for the chickens that will be in here. And I'm gonna close in the 2 long sides and one of the short sides with this plywood that I got. And on the 3rd side, that'll be where they enter and exit, and that'll be turned away from the weather, and that way they can stay dry and warm all winter long. That is the plan. The only thing with these, you can zoom in this way. The only thing with these is they actually were crates. Whenever I picked them up, these were in the shape of a crate, square boxes. And I just collapsed them to get them in the truck to get them home. But they do have these skids on them, and what I'm gonna do is just pry these off with a crowbar so that it's flat. I'm not gonna use these as the long sides of the table. So anyways, we're gonna just go for it and see what happens. All right, so we have 3 sides on. We laid this upside down on a tarp, and I'm going to wrap this tarp around the legs, and I'm gonna use these fence ties. I get these, pretty sure I get these from Lowe's, these fence ties, and I'm gonna use these to secure them to the posts like that, so that when we flip this upside down, the tarp will be touching the ground and not the wood, so we're protecting the wood from the moisture. And the entire outside of this will all be covered to keep the moisture off. So here we go. Yeah, I'm gonna need 2 for each leg. This is definitely easier with a pair of needle nose pliers. But since I don't feel like walking to the garage, brute strength it is. There we go. Good enough. Were you able to see how I tied that? Okay. So I just crisscrossed it around itself and then tucked the sides in. And that hopefully will hold that in place. I'm gonna do the same thing to the other 3. All right, so this is where we're at for today. Now, I know this is not beautiful. It's not supposed to be beautiful. It's supposed to be functional. And this is obviously not how a professional contractor would do this, but this is the free way to make a duck pen, or a duck shelter, I should say, for free using materials that we already had laying around the farm or stuff that I found for free on Facebook Marketplace. So this I'm still gonna have to figure out, like, this is the end where they will go in. This is the open end. So I will figure out some way to tie this back so that it's open so they can come in and out freely. But all we did was wrap the tarp around and tie it with wire ties to, sorry, I'm shaking a bug off my arm. Getting bit. Tie it with wire ties around the base of the leg so that the wood is not touching the ground, so we don't have any rotting wood on the base of the legs, and that tarp wraps all the way underneath. And again, this isn't the finished product. We're gonna fix it up a little bit so it's easy to access, but this is going to get moved into here with the goats. We're gonna section off a part, not because we're afraid of the goats fighting with the ducks, but because the ducks tend to kill off all the grass with their excrement, we should say, and we don't want to kill all the goats' grass. So we're going to section off a little spot for the ducks with a fence, and we're going to get to that tomorrow. So I'm going to stop here for tonight. We need to go get showered and get to bed. But say goodnight to the goaties. Good night, goaties. Good night, guys. Okay, so we are just putting in a few T-posts across here, and we're gonna put this fence across just to separate an area for the ducks so that they're not killing all the grass where the goats are eating. But right now we don't have the ducks yet, so the goats are still all around. But anyways, I'm gonna throw in a few posts and we'll run some fence. Oh, this is a post pounder. So this is how you get a T-post in the ground. Do you not like the noise, honey? Okay, we finished our duck house, and again, this is not the most beautiful thing, but it is functional and it was free, so those are the two most important things. So I just ended up flipping up the tarp in the front and just have some heavy rocks on top to hold that up so the ducks can get in and out. So this is their entrance, and I am gonna fill the bottom with straw, but for now I just have the tarp kind of folded over and some rocks holding that down in place in the back. And then we're gonna fill this up with straw, give them a little nesting area, get some food and water going in here. But this is the final result of our free duck house build. So the last thing we have to do to protect our ducks is to protect them from the aerial predators. We actually have several families of red-tailed hawks that live on our property. I've also seen a bald eagle on our property. We have owls. We have all kinds of predators. So I do have to string across. This is just twine that I had already from a previous project, and I'm just tying strands of twine across the top. I have tried to do this in the past with deer netting, but when the snow came in the winter, it pulled the netting down, which pulled the fence down with it. So this is the solution that we came up with that works really well for us. So here is what it looks like all completed with the straw and the food and water in place in the duck house. The ducks are hanging out in the bathtub right now, having a blast, splashing around, cleaning themselves. And this is the finished product of everything we put together. And again, this didn't cost me a thing because we used what we already had and got stuff from Facebook Marketplace. We already even had the feeder and the bowls for the water and everything like that. So we got that all set up for them, and the ducks are super happy in their new home, and it's so cute. We can see the ducks talking to the goats all the time. They like sit there and quack and mat at each other through the fence, and and it's nice they have each other for company. So anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys. If you have not subscribed to my channel yet, I would love for you to subscribe. It is free and it helps me out so much. Don't forget to like this video if you like this kind of content, so I know that you want to see more of it. And we will be back hopefully shortly. My schedule's been insane, but I will try to get some more content out to you soon. I am planning a couple things already in my head, so I'll try and get those out in the next couple weeks. But anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys. We will see you next time.